Page 33, question number 23. The number of items purchased by 30 randomly selected shoppers at Oregon Pharmacy is shown here. Construct an ungrouped histogram of the data. Okay, so we've got our data here. It's in no particular order. The first thing we need to do is just organize ourselves a little bit. So I'm just going to make a list. It looks like we have numbers from 1 through 9. So I just want to know how many of each of these numbers we have. So I'm going to list 1 through 9 here. And I'm going to go through my list and count. So it looks like we just have the one person who purchased one item. Let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 2s. So what we're doing is we're figuring out the frequency of our data points. How many of each we have. Okay, it's kind of a tedious process, but it's not that difficult of a job. And I'm almost done here, it looks like. If we had a lot more data, we would use a calculator or another tool to help us, but I think we can do this by hand. Okay, so once we have that done, that's the toughest part of our job. Now a histogram, it's a fancy word for a bar graph. The height of the bar is the frequency, or how often each data point occurs. So I'm going to start with a title here. Okay, number of items purchased by randomly selected shoppers. So we'll just start with number of items purchased. And we can be more specific if we choose to, but I'll just go with that. Now we need a scale down below here, so I'm going to have my data from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I'm just going to label every other. And we need to have some kind of label on this scale. Now we should also have a scale, a vertical scale, because the height of these bars is going to be the number of shoppers. So the biggest number, the highest frequency is 6. And I apologize for the neatness or lack of neatness. And I'm just going to put over here frequency. Okay. So one person bought one item, so above this tick mark 1 on the bottom, I'm going to make a bar that goes 1 unit high. 5 people bought 2 items, so I'm going to make a bar that goes 5 units high. 3 people bought 3 items. 4 people bought 4 items. And 2 people bought 5 items. And we can continue in this way until we have recorded how many people in that random group bought these number of items. If this were something I was creating for a poster or even a test, I'd get out a ruler. This would look much nicer. But for now, just seeing how to do this graph is sufficient. Okay. So that completes our ungrouped histogram. We've got a title, a scale on each axis, a label on each axis, and the heights of the bars tell the frequency, the number of people that bought the number of items. Careful, we don't graph each person separately. We start with a frequency table and take that and make a graph from that.